There's a group of people that I've always referred to as the happy wheelers. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense at all. These are just people who ride their bikes for fun. People that are not going to work or to the shops, not training, they're not racing, they're just riding for the enjoyment of being out on the bike. Unfortunately, I have a tendency to treat every ride as a race. In fact, probably worse than that, I treat every ride as a training session. In a race, you may not be going all out. You're just pacing yourself against your competitors. But on a training session, you're pushing yourself to the limit all the time. Every ride I get back, and I look at Strava, and I look to see what my times are like on each segment compared to last time I rode the route. I look at my average speed, and if my average speed is lower than I'd hoped for, then I try and console myself by looking at my average moving speed. And really, the only one I'm competing against is me. No one else cares. But as an ex-racer, that was the only cycling I ever knew. So when I came back to cycling, it was just back into the old routine, I suppose. But also, when I came back to cycling, after so many years off the bike and being so incredibly unfit, it was interesting to see what gains I was making, see how much I was improving. So yesterday, I went out for a ride with my friend Scott. We've been threatening to go out for a ride together for months, but only managed to get around to it yesterday. And Scott is a fitness fanatic. If he's not cycling, he's running. If he's not running, he's swimming. And I was worried. I was worried I'd be holding him up. He's many years younger than me. I was afraid that he'd be bored because I'd be so slow. And I suppose subconsciously I pushed myself too hard with that in mind. So the first few miles of the ride, my heart rate went up higher than normal. But then we got to the scenic part of the route. And I looked over my shoulder, and Scott was gone. And I panicked, Thought maybe he'd broken down or something. And I looked again, and he was there, but way off in the distance. Point is, you don't have to be pushing yourself to the limit to enjoy cycling. The air is fresh, the scenery is beautiful, so just take time to enjoy the ride. And the other downside of pushing yourself to the limit is you get home quicker. So you have less time enjoying the scenery and the fresh air. I'm sure all the gravel bikists watching this laugh at how slow I am through the muddy bits. But I'm a roadie that does a little bit of gravel. I don't know all the proper techniques. What I do know though is don't go through water unless you have to, because quite often it's deeper than it looks. When you put this section of road in your route on the Garmin planner, it shows it as being downhill all the way. And I can assure you, it most definitely isn't. So back to the topic in hand. I'm trying my best to be a happy wheeler. Obviously the competitive part of me is going to resist that, but hopefully we'll find a balance somewhere in the middle, because as I said before, the only person I'm competing with is myself, and you don't get any prizes for that. I mean, just look at that view. You don't get to appreciate that when you're in the drops with your head down, going as fast as you can.